Hello, my name is Ilyeh Nahdi and I'm a speech and language therapist. I currently work at a specialist school in Brent, and I had a few roles before this. I worked in a hospital on the acute ward treating patients who have had stroke and head injuries, and I also spent a few months in Cambodia working as a speech therapist with some medical charities out there. To become a speech therapist, I had to complete a master's course, and before that I did an undergraduate degree in linguistics. So obviously International Women's Day is hugely important. It allows us to share and acknowledge empowering, inspirational and really motivating women across the world, but not just women like famous women and women that we recognize on TV. I think it's also really vital that we recognize everyday women, yourself, me, every video that you've watched today, who are just working and getting by in a system which is really designed to bring us down, and we are getting jobs and working and starting families and really making the most out of the situation. And yeah, we have come a really long way in terms of the fight for equality, considering it wasn't that long ago that we weren't able to vote and weren't really allowed to apply for jobs. And if we were working, we were definitely not in any position of power or any higher up in the hierarchy. So yeah, I think we have come a long way, but I think today is really important for us to reflect as well how long we've got left to go still. There is, we may be getting equal pay and applying for similar jobs as our male colleagues, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we are treated equally within those jobs, or what's expected of us is the same. Sometimes things are a bit unfair because they assume that you're going to take maternity leave, and these kind of perceptions, which seem old school, definitely still happen now. So there's still a long way to go in changing that and making equality a normal mindset. I've experienced that myself firsthand. So particularly when I was working in the hospital, I would often walk into a room, like when I first started the job and I didn't know people so well. And it was kind of assumed that, I was the assistant or I was the nurse, and I wasn't actually the specialist in speech, language and swallowing disorders. So yeah, particularly male colleagues would sort of be a bit shocked that I would come with all this knowledge, and that's my role in this patient's care. So it definitely happens every day. And I think it's also important to recognize that particularly for women of colour from Black and ethnic minority backgrounds, this fight for equality is extra difficult. And I just wanted to say to any of you young ladies from ethnic minority backgrounds that you're fighting a battle from all different sides, and it is difficult, and it is extra difficult than it is for your peers. But I think the most important thing is to really focus on your education and your learning, because your knowledge and your competence and your confidence in all of that is what will be your backbone when you're out in the world. And the more confident you feel in what you know, and you trust yourself, that will really, really support you in situations where you might feel like imposter syndrome, or you might feel inferior or inadequate in your role or in life or anything. So yeah, my main advice would be definitely prioritize your learning and your knowledge so that you can use that as a weapon in life. And that's for all women basically as well, but particularly those from ethnic minority backgrounds, because it is difficult. It is more difficult. And just, I think it's really important that we make relationships and we form a connection with other women and who are experiencing similar or different things, and just building really strong networks, and the importance of community when you're dealing with things. And just talking about things with other people is also really helpful. So that would be my big advice for women, is finding women support networks. It's helped me throughout my profession and just throughout my life in general. So I hope you all have a really good International Women's Day, and I really look forward to hearing about how it went and everything that you all achieve from Copthall and beyond. So good luck with everything. Thank you. Bye.